Oh, hello everyone. It's Susie, Crypto Granny here. The date is the 1st of July, 2025, and time in the Netherlands is 13:21. Very hot day today here. It's about 33 degrees. And when it's hot in the Netherlands, my God, does it get hot? Uh, because obviously per square meter is a lot of people and a lot of buildings. So it just feels so much hotter than Australia for this time of year. But anyway, let's get on with this. Just sent out a buy notice for BCH. I think that is probably the most bullish chart I've seen apart from Tron. It looks like it's going to go a lot higher. It's extremely, extremely cheap against Bitcoin. Don't forget, 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, it was trading at $4,500 per unit when Bitcoin was around 68,000. So, it's got a lot of room to gain mileage. And so that's why we're overweight Bitcoin Cash. It makes sense, got the same scenario as Bitcoin. No supply of coin. Okay, 21 million, 19 and a half's been mined already. Some have been lost. It's a no-brainer, people. It's just like Bitcoin. There's one apple in the world and everyone wants a slice of it. And those slices are going to become more and more expensive. Okay. So we are buying Bitcoin Cash. It's simple as that. So I've just updated the investment portfolio number 7. Please look under that on our app, investment portfolio number 7. And we're pretty much at break even at the moment. We have taken a bit of profit, so we're up overall, but I'm expecting greater gains than this, people, like 20 times, 100 times more, okay, much more. So this is the order today at 15.90. For 50, I bought it at 519.75. And I put a range on the buy level on that thing because I want you to get set in this. No point muddling around with pennies when it's going to cost you dollars. Okay. It's as simple as that. So let's collapse this. Let's put in this total value here. And these are our positions. Okay. And BCH has been the most profitable. I'm waiting for Pepe to come back and it will. And so that's been updated. So please, I'm glad you got that order. And before I say anything, I hope you're all looking after yourself, looking after your family and friends, looking after your beautiful husbands and wives, your beautiful children, your beautiful animals, and just looking after other animals and people in the world, plus the environment, to make this world a better place. As it becomes harder and more expensive, people are losing their humanity and their empathy, and we don't want to live in that sort of world, do we? Absolutely not. All right, so got a lot to get through today. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or wherever you are in the world, and let's see what the market is telling us today. Let's go to Live Coin Watch. I'll just take a pause, have some coffee, and I'll be back with you in a sec. But let's have a look at Live Coin Watch and see what we can glean from this information at the moment. Hmm. Coffee is so good, I can tell you right now. So what we've got is market cap is 3.277 bill, trill, I should say. 3.77, sorry, 3.277 trill. Volume is large at nearly 75 bill, and liquidity is very good at 9.353 bill. Now, remember, liquidity used to be a lot lower. Going back a couple of years ago, liquidity was around 2.5 bill to 4 bill. Now we're seeing it over, 8 bill, and we've seen it at really high levels as well, up to 12 bill. Bitcoin currently is 106,483. They're still trying to sell it down, but they're wrong to sell Bitcoin. There's no supply, and we know the exchanges are getting less and less supply of Bitcoin. There is disparity of pricing on the exchanges, which means they're running out of Bitcoin. Ethereum is at 24510, still too high as far as I'm concerned. If we look at the dominance, Bitcoin dominance is still very high at 64.608%. Ethereum dominance has gone from 14% earlier in the year down to 8.8, and I think it will go down lower. XRP dominance is 3.95, holding in there quite nicely. It's at 219.74. Uh, Looks okay technically, but BCH looks better, and so does Tron. So out of those two and XRP, I'd rather buy BCH and Tron. Binance looks pretty good at 651. Dominance is nearly 3%. Solano 148.73. Tron going higher, absolutely. Very, very cheap coin for what they do and the money they bring in, extremely cheap. We will be buying some more of that as soon too. It's a 0.2791 at the moment. Dodge 0.16. ADA, I don't like 56. BCH has been the blowout today. It's up 6%. Has been higher. It's at 519.69, and we've been accumulating BCH. If you've been watching my instructions to buy, we've been accumulating a lot of BCH, and we've been buying BCH in the dip mainly. But today, I think it's going to go higher from here. Our average holdings for BCH is 86,000 odd. We got in on a weighted average of $400, so we've got a bit of cream there. And I think BCH could get to $1,000 very, very quickly, people. It is cheap, 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 cheap. A matter of fact, I'll do an analysis on BCH today with Bitcoin, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They are the same coin. It's a derivation of Bitcoin BCH. The only thing is they had the SegWit issue years ago where they wanted the multi-signatures to be separate so that they could transact per second quicker than BTC, okay? BTC is very slow to transact, as you know, and BCH is a lot faster. Plus, I have eight megabytes of storing facility on the network, whereas BTC has less than 1 megabyte. Okay. But I will do something on that so you know the difference. But it's like holding Bitcoin. Okay. And it will outperform Bitcoin. So we're right to be overweight BCH in our portfolio. And again, I'm like a portfolio manager. I am a portfolio manager, and I'm happy to have 30% of our holdings in BCH, which is blue chip, babies, blue chip. Okay. AVAC's very cheap at the moment. They don't like it for some reason. It's 17.52. Link, again, I love Link is a phenomenal story, and yet they're not buying it. And we will buy some more Link too. But really, I'd like to see those big whales. I'd like to see them stop selling Link. Okay. At the moment, it's just holding in there, but it's extremely, extremely cheap. My valuations for Link are like out of this planet, right? They're making a fortune, Link. And they should be the price of Ethereum as far as I'm concerned per unit. Yes, I said it. Link should be up there, BCH should be up there, and even Tron, okay? And that's what I mean. So let's have a look at the technicals because I'm going to start introducing more technicals. The technicals really show a story for some of our prime holdings, and that's why I noticed BCH. I noticed it early. They're going to buy BCH as a surrogate for Bitcoin, okay? It's as simple as that. When things are too expensive in human nature, we use surrogates. Or what I mean by that is when oil becomes too expensive, we start going to butter, for example. Or when butter becomes too expensive, we use cooking oil. You get my drift here, right? Just like if electricity for a car is too expensive, they go to petroleum products, if that, or whatever. So you get the idea. So let's go to the charts here and have a look. BCH looks fantastic to me technically. Honestly, 622. This is the weekly here. Looks brilliant. We've been given a sell, but now we've got another buy here. This thing's going to go through the roof, people. Technically, it looks great. I've got to tell you that on every level, on every level. If we take it to, let's go to the really long dated charts to take out all the noise. Take it to the month. This thing is breaking out. Okay. Forget about the sell signal here. This thing is breaking out big time, right? We've got this huge smile here, and this smile will complete itself. And basically, the end of the smile, a big smile, the end of it's around $4,500 people per unit. I'm not joking, I'm serious, right? In a big rally, this thing could go up $100 overnight, and it will. Remember, I said the other day, longer the base, longer the base, the bigger the upspring, right? And that's what we're seeing with this one. Let's see if we can. Here we go. Big smile. Back to its original pricing of $4,000 per unit. That's where we're going, people. That's where we're going. And we're buying BCH, and we will be absolutely right. I would suggest for those clients that don't have much money, buy some calls on BCH, long dated calls. Okay. That's the way to do it. Even with a strike price out of the money, they're going to be cheap. Out of the money strike, say of $6.50 or something. But as long as you've got time on there, you're going to make money out of that position. Buy some long dated calls. It won't cost you a lot of money to do that. It might cost you $100 or $200. You can come and ask me as well. I'm happy to help you with that. But this thing is going to go so much higher just by this chart, okay? The monthly takes out all the noise, and it's been consolidating for a long time, and it's going to push much higher, okay? Much higher. And that is probably the best looking chart I've seen for a long time. Okay. Mm. I know I should stop smoking. It's one of those hard things in my generation. We find it very hard to stop smoking. Let's have a look at TRX too. It's an extremely bullish chart as well. Tron, love this pattern. Amazing, amazing pattern. This is going to be blowout. They've been trying to keep Tron down for some time, but boy, when she gets through this level, and that's 31 cents, she's off to the races. And Tron could go up in a big way. All Justin Sun has to do is retire some of the coin. In other words, burn some of his coin. And he will because he's a very, very smart guy, okay? Whether you like him or love him, I love him. I think he's a genius, right? This thing could go through the roof anywhere, right? Once it gets through this level here of resistance, it's going to break in a hard way upside. Okay. So if you don't have a lot of money, at least buy Tron, right? Buy Tron. Looks fantastic. Let's have a look at XRP because a lot of people are interested in XRP. I feel it's too expensive here. That's my view. I think they've done nothing in the last 5 years and they've been disappointing. That's my view. All right. So what we got here, just take that off for a minute. I love to draw with this thing, but then I get a bit messy with my charts here. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, this is a very interesting story here. It's hitting a lot of resistance at this level, which is 227, $2.27 around that level. 222, 223, hitting resistance here, right? We can see that at 223, they're selling this, right? There's a red candle there. Now, it's really got to break this hard, but if it doesn't, and the next level is 206, this could fill the gap here. Okay, it could actually go down, people, and fill the gap on the way down. There's a big gap here on the charts. And let me just get my drawing thing here. This gap, where is the drawing thing? Right here, it's got to fill this gap here. So if this thing doesn't hold 206, $2, boom, she could fill the gap all the way down. Okay, now the SEC is still not letting XRP off the hook. Okay, that legal case, my understanding, is still going on, and that is a big burden to this, right? We had the push up here, which was fabulous for holders of XRP, but I've got to tell you something. If this doesn't hold, the risk is that this thing doesn't hold 206, 203 on the way down and can't get through 223, and currently it's at 219. The risk is, I'm afraid to say, on XRP down at this stage technically. And that's the 3-month chart, okay? So let's break that down to a shorter time frame. I like to look at different time frames. It's very helpful when we talk about trading. And we've been given the sell signal as well. Pretty powerful sell signal here. The buyers are dissipating. Again, we need to look at this very carefully, very closely indeed. Let's have a look at the weekly on this. Same story, right? Big support here. If the support breaks, watch out. And we are starting to see more sellers here, okay? I don't like the look of this chart short term. I have to tell you that. Even the daily looks like it's getting heavy, right? The lows are getting lower and the dissipating of buying is starting to slow down. This doesn't look very good to me technically. The 4 hours, which I use a lot for short-term trading, this thing looks like it can get quite quickly down to 210, and then $2 is your big level. And if it breaks $2, it's got all that room gap on the chart to fill. All that gap, right? And it's this area here that we need to be concerned about, which would bring it down to, $1.05 or something. So I'm not buying XRP for those reasons, okay? Let's have a look at Link. I'm expecting great things from Link. I like to use Binance, to be perfectly honest with you, because I do a lot of trading, okay? Now, how do I clean this up? Let's have a look here. As you can see, I like to draw lines a lot. Oops. And again, we've still got this overhead here. Interesting. Bear with me for a minute. Yes, you can see they've been trying to sell this right here. I don't know why. 1360, somewhere there. They've been trying to sell Link, right? But it's got to hold this level. I wouldn't like to see it below $13 at this stage. Because again, this also has a similar chart like XRP. If it breaks that level there, $13, it could fill the gap down to 11.38. But I would still be a buyer. That's the difference because they are making money hand over fist, people. Technically, this thing's got to hold $13, and if she doesn't, then we have to wait for the move up again. We have to wait for it to dissipate on the selling side, and then we start buying around $11.20. But I'm actually happy to hold Link, okay, and to buy it if it is cheaper. There are sellers on this thing, so it doesn't surprise that it looks a bit weighty here. We know the big sellers are out there at the moment. Now, let's have a look at BTC. Then I want to look at Binance, okay? So, is this thing working? Here we go. And then I want to look at Binance. Okay, so let's take the weekly on this. I like it because it takes out all the noise. So I'll go to the monthly. It's even better. Alrighty, what do we got here? This is very interesting. Okay. So it looks like it got to, according to this, about 111, sorry, 11445. Looks like it got to that level there. We're seeing selling here. And the next level of support on the monthly is 98,000. So we are seeing selling at that higher level, but they'll be stupid to do that. I believe that, right? It's very contained at the moment. If we look at the daily, it's like 100,000 to about 108. If it breaks 108, she's off to the races. And I believe it will because we've got a president in the US that's very, very bullish cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, I find it hard to believe that it will break 100,000 on the way down, even though technically this graph looks like it could. I just believe that there's no supply of this stuff. The ETFs are getting larger and larger. Don't forget about that. The ETFs are taking money into the stock market and getting positioned in Bitcoin, right? And it's billions and billions of dollars, right? And with that, this thing will fly. So I'd be reluctant to be short Bitcoin or not have Bitcoin, okay? It's as simple as that. So any dip, we are buyers, people, not sellers. Okay, let's look at Binance. Binance is starting to perform. We know they only want 100 million out there. I'd be reluctant to sell Binance as well. The 4 hours looks like it can break here. It's a bit of a descending wedge happening, which is very aggressive on the upside, if we're right. And Binance needs to get through 674 on the upside, and I believe it will, okay? What else we got here? Just a quick look. Let's have a look at Pepe, and then we'll look at some news stories in the market as well, okay? So Pepe, also clients, if there's anything you want to look at technically, just send me a quick WhatsApp, okay? I'm on plus 61 414 193 424. And if anyone else wants to contact me, that's my WhatsApp. That's the best one to contact me on. So let's have a look at the daily on Pepe. Actually, let's go to the month. Interesting. Okay, so I got all that to that high, 0.0002707. Then they've been selling it ever since. Very interesting. Aggressively selling. But this thing, the lows are getting higher, right? This to me it looks bullish, even though it looks negative because of all the red. The lows are getting higher, people. The lows are getting higher, which is always bullish, right? So 4 5 5 0 7 2 9. It's got to break through a bigger level of 4 zeros 1 6 1 8. But the short-term level is probably about one, okay? 5 digits, uh, 5 digits 01. So that's quite interesting. Keep an eye on that. Let's go back to the 4 hours on this. They're trying to push it down. We know that, but I think they'll be wrong to do it on this thing. It just got the feeling this is going to really spike up big time, okay? I think they'll be wrong because look at the volumes here. The volumes are large, right? Bigger. The greens are buys and the reds are sells. And the buy levels are big and we know whales are in this. This thing could move. And when it does, this looks like a descending wedge, which is very bullish, okay? You got this sort of scenario. I think this is I think you're wrong to sell this chart. It's a bear trap, actually. This is a bear trap. Absolutely. That is a bear trap. Okay, you got this rounded thing going on here. Yep, people are going to sell this and they'll be wrong on this. This thing's going much higher, okay? And I'm not wedded to the position that we've got, but I believe it will go higher. It's captured the imagination of the whole world. It's a very well meme token. There's thousands and thousands out there, okay? And Pepe is the one as far as I'm concerned. All right, I think we're done on the technicals at the moment. Let's have a quick squiz of what else we've got here. V-Chain and Solano. Let's look at Solano while we're at it. Hasn't done much lately, I tell you. And V-Chain hasn't either. Okay. What's Solano telling us? Let's go to the monthly. Interesting. Often you see in markets M's and W's too. Okay, so we've got this M structure happening. Very interesting. If you believe in the M structure, you know, the support level is very important for Solano on the monthly of $91, right? But let's go to the daily on this. Big level support on the daily is 136.36. Another level support on the daily is, well, now it's resistance 149.67. Okay, and it's currently below that level. And on the way up, it's resistance, and on the way down, it's support. Okay, don't forget that. So it could potentially get to 136.36 Solano, but again, that's probably not a bad buy level at that level for Solano, because in the big scheme of things, a lot of big traders are in Solano and they're happy holders of Solano, okay? And Solano does make a lot of money, okay? So it could get down to 1.4 on the shorter time frame, 4 hours, 146.34, that level. But I'm suspecting with all the bullish news in crypto, that should hold, okay? Next level, maybe 139. But, you know, to me, that's a short-term buy for sure. You'd be buying off that level on the 4 hours, okay? Looks pretty good to me. Let's go V-Chain. Doesn't it looks pretty good. Mind you, Tron and BCH look better. But let's have a look at V-Chain. It's done nothing. It's been very disappointing, V-Chain. Yep. Okay, let's go to a very long time frame on this one. Done a lot of consolidating. Was down here. Done a heap of consolidating here for years, right? Years. Yep. Okay. Let's have a look at the monthly on that. Sometimes you've got to look at different time frames, right? It's very important. Yeah, it's done a lot of consolidating for, God, going back to 2022. Now we're in 2025. It's got to break through this level here, a 0.04 cents, right? And then you've got the smile too. I mean, it's taking longer than other charts we look at, but yeah, there is a smile, but it needs to break 4 cents, right? I mean, at one stage, V-Chain was up, you know, in the lofty highs at 25 cents or something. Yeah, yeah, it's really struggling here. Okay, you can see this. Needs to get back in that uptrend, okay? And that uptrend is 0.02, 0.02 and a half, 2.5 cents, okay? That's why we're not buying V-Chain. Very interesting. What else can we look at here? I think that's about it. Litecoin, I'm keeping an eye on, but yeah, that's about it, people, on that. So let's go to crypto news and see what's going on today in crypto land. My dear clients and people that are watching me, that's the end for today. But please do look after yourself, look after your family, your friends, your beautiful husbands, beautiful wives, beautiful animals and children, and look after other people in the world and animals and the environment just to make it a better place. We are, as I said, keeping an eye on Litecoin and a few other coins as well. Big month this month in July. We've got the FOMC meeting, the Federalist Open Market Committee meeting on the 29th to the 30th. I'm expecting the Fed to ease, which is going to propel cryptocurrency higher. I'm ultra bullish cryptocurrency and specific cryptocurrencies. A lot of cryptocurrency coins and tokens, 45,000 odd and going higher and higher because now people can mint their own tokens. But I believe we're in the best tokens and the best coins. We're mainly in coins which have their own network, okay? Pepe is a token because it doesn't have its own network. That's probably the only meme. Well, it is the only meme we hold. So anyway, if you'd like to please join my service, that's great. Contact me on WhatsApp +61 414 193 424. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much, my subscribers that are with me for so long, like Anna and Marty and Sanjay and Clint and a lot of other people. Thank you very much. And, great, exciting things are coming our way. Thank you.